Hey everyone, I am back with my Venus and Gemini video. As I promised y'all, I would have this out before Venus leaves Gemini. So let's get started. So this video is for people who have Venus and Gemini. Some of what is said for those who have a third house Venus, Libra on the third house cusp, and Venus in aspect to a planet in Gemini could also resonate with some of what is said in this video. Also, some of what is said could also apply to people who have Gemini on the seventh house cusp and Venus in aspect with Mercury also apply. So, as you know, I always start the Venus through the signs videos with a quote. So I took this quote from Ellen Glasgow, and she said, "All change is not growth, as all movement is not forward." So Venus in Gemini is very changeable and very much about mobility. So that's why I chose that quote. So one of the keywords that I chose for Venus in Gemini is mellifluous. So mellifluous, it's an adjective that means a sound that is sweet and smooth, pleasing to the ear. So some people with Venus and Gemini could have mellifluous voices. They could be smooth talkers. And Venus and Gemini is all about that flow, which is why Venus and Gemini produces a good rapper. Relatable is another key word. So Venus in Gemini is the girl or boy next door, also the around the way girl, homeboys and homegirls. So Venus and Gemini people, they're very relatable, and it's very easy for them to connect with people from different walks of life. Whimsical is another key word. Whimsical meaning characterized by a way of thinking or behaving or a style of doing something that is unusual, not serious, in a way that is charming or amusing. So when I saw this image right here, I was like, oh, that's perfect because Gemini rules bikes. So I was like, oh, that's perfect. Ambivalent. So Venus and Gemini individuals can be ambivalent. Their feelings can run hot and cold. So you never know how they're going to feel about you on a given day. So it really depends on, which way the wind is blowing basically. Wishy-washy. So engaging in this endless mental vacillation that's very Venus and Gemini, and that's why some Venus and Gemini individuals are bisexual. Men that have Venus and Gemini could attract women that are bisexual. Playing it cool. Now, sometimes Venus and Gemini individuals can play it too cool, and this can cause them to miss out on opportunities for a more serious commitment. Like, take this couple right here. Now, looks like they work together and they're trying to play it off like they're not, in a romantic tryst. And they could even be like that with each other, where they're trying to play it too cool. So Venus and Gemini can sometimes shoot themselves in the foot by trying to play it too cool and not show their love interest that they are truly interested. Now you see me, now you don't. Now, Venus and Gemini can suffer from the peekaboo syndrome. So, if you have Venus and Gemini and you're not like this, you can attract a partner who is. So, the relationship could be off and on, back and forth. The contact between the two people could be sporadic. And Venus and Gemini can produce relationships that are rather unpredictable. Now, humor helps to break the ice and it helps to keep the relationship intact for Venus and Gemini. So, Venus and Gemini likes to keep things light and breezy. They don't really like things to be all heavy and all complicated. So, humor definitely helps. Little gestures of affection is basically what Venus and Gemini is about. Otherwise, they can be quite cool and casual in terms of expressions of love. Now, if you have Venus and Gemini, expect to be bickering a lot with your mate. But bickering is actually part of the glue that keeps the union fresh and mentally stimulating. Alcohol can bring out their naughty twin and makes Venus and Gemini individuals more conscious of their physical needs. Plus, if you want the truth, give them a few drinks. Contradictions. So Venus and Gemini individuals can be a walking contradiction. If you're not like this with Venus and Gemini, you can attract a partner who is. So it makes me think of that song by Destiny's Child. First you say no, 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 no. Then you say yeah, 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 yeah. First you say no, 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 no. Then you say yeah, 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 yeah. Erratic. So don't expect to put Venus and Gemini individuals on a schedule or routine. Now, you must be very flexible if you're going to get with somebody with Venus and Gemini because they tend to have a lot going on at one time. But they could just be erratic in terms of their activities, their behavior, disposition, what have you. And again, if you're not like this with Venus and Gemini, you can attract a partner who is. Also, you can attract partners who are two-faced. Now, you may not meet their evil twin until after they have gotten their talons in you. Love triangles. So love triangles are common, especially with the men who have Venus and Gemini. A lot of times one woman is not enough for them. A lot of the women will be entertaining a main guy and a just in case friend. So Venus and Gemini is all about the just in case type of option. Homies for life. So Venus and Gemini is about being homies for life. And basically, Venus and Gemini is about that back pocket syndrome. So these individuals do not like to fully break ties with an ex unless they have done something that's unforgivable. So Venus and Gemini likes to keep things very casual. And, because they don't get too deep, it's easy for them to return to an old lover, even if it's just on a friendship level. Now, Venus and Gemini can be fickle in terms of taste, preferences, style, etc. They can even be fickle in terms of attraction. The juggler. So, Venus and Gemini will be juggling different activities, different interests, different friends. Now, Venus and Gemini always has multiple projects going on, two or more jobs, two or more loves, and they can multitask like a motherfucker. So, oh, and a lot of them love to play with balls too. Now, that could be baseball, basketball, but sometimes it could be the other balls too. But sooner or later, Venus and Gemini will grow tired or bored with it all. Venus and Gemini individuals can be nosy as fuck. Hide your phone, your journal, and your mail. Watch what you say around them because they are human tape recorders. Also, Venus and Gemini individuals can be too inquisitive. Asking too many questions leads to indecision. Conflicting information is often a problem. These people will take advice or teachings from multiple people at the same time, then wonder why they struggle to gain understanding. They will disregard sage advice even after agreeing to it. Now, you want to think twice before taking a Venus and Gemini person's advice. Half the time, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They will get shit so mixed up that you'll walk away from them cross-eyed. And oh, yes, some of them do have a wonky eye, like Forrest Whitaker. He got Venus and Gemini. Again, they get shit mixed up. Proceed with caution when allowing them to explain how things work. Venus and Gemini individuals can be songwriters, poets, rappers, like Kendrick Lamar, he has Venus and Gemini, and spoken word artists. Does anybody do spoken word anymore? Now, in terms of earning money, Venus and Gemini is the Uber Eats or DoorDash driver, also the UPS guy or girl. Now, ladies, if your man has Venus and Gemini, he may love his car more than you. Now, spill something in his ride, and you'll just see how serious he is about his car. You might be getting kicked to the curb. Your gay Uncle Charles, who skates in the park on Sundays, has Venus and Gemini. Some chicks with Venus and Gemini may be attracted to skater dudes. Some dudes with Venus and Gemini may be skaters. Riding bikes with your mate is a good way to take time out from the bickering. Now, Scorpio may hang tough, but Venus and Gemini is the true ride or die chick. That's if you get her on a good day. They can be about that Bonnie and Clyde type of life. Now, Venus and Gemini relationships will often feel like a wild ride or a weekend car trip. Basically, mobility is the key. So keep on moving forward in a relationship, keep things fresh and new, make things where you don't know what's coming around the corner, and maybe you can keep them around. Dancing in the car. Now, if you see somebody dancing in the car, they could have Venus and Gemini or Venus in the third house. And don't be surprised if friends and family are always asking you for rides if you have Venus and Gemini. You may often be the designated driver. A lot of Venus and Gemini people love to play card games. Some of them can clean up at the blackjack table. A lot of Venus and Gemini people could have a mini library, or if they're rich, a big library in their home. So Venus and Gemini people, they love to read, they love to collect books. Now, they will read books that can lead them astray, along with books that point them in the right direction. And as a result, they become all confused. A lot of them love numerology. So Venus and Gemini is basically that 11 and 11 game. Calligraphy is a product of Venus and Gemini. So is graffiti. Now, Venus and Gemini can be penny wise, but pound foolish. So they could save money on the little things. They could be very focused on, the buy one, get one free and the half off and all that stuff. But then they'll throw money, big money, towards things that don't make any sense, or towards frivolous items, or where they end up getting scammed or conned out of a lot of money. So penny wise, but pound foolish. Okay, now Venus and Gemini fashion. This is Wendy Williams. Basically, anything goes with Venus and Gemini, and it's really up to the individual. And basically, as you can see with Wendy Williams, while she may not be the best example for Venus and Gemini in terms of fashion, basically, as you can see, she basically wears whatever she wants at any given point in time, depending on how she feels at any given point in time. So you could say fashion sense could be whimsical. Here's Jaden Smith. He has Venus and Gemini. So in my opinion, he's more representative of Venus and Gemini fashion, especially dealing with men. So with Venus and Gemini men, they, may not be so rigid in terms of masculinity when it comes to their style of dress. But then some of them will just wear baseball caps and basketball jerseys and stuff like that, keep it very casual. Venus and Gemini can deal with a very casual sense of dress. So here we are at the point where we get into some Venus and Gemini celebrities. So we have Jennifer Lopez. She has Venus and Gemini. Her Venus is in semi-square with Mercury. It's squaring Pluto. That can produce money issues and relationship issues. Infidelity can be big with Venus square Pluto. She also has Venus squaring her nodes. I forget what sign her nodes are in. And Venus parallel Nemesis. So that could deal with some type of court case where she's blaming somebody. Somebody did harm to her. Anthony Bourdain has Venus in Gemini. He has Venus conjoined to his sun, quincunx moon, sextile Jupiter. That points to him being able to travel all over the place. He also has sextile Pluto, midheaven. That Venus sextile midheaven points to him being a chef. And also that Venus conjoined to his sun, that can make him have a place of high importance upon food. He had a Venus trine Neptune, which points to his show that he had, No Reservations, in that other show. And also Venus semi-square ascendant and parallel Psyche. That Venus parallel Psyche makes me think of that relationship he was in prior to him dying. And I'm kind of skeptical about the official story of him committing suicide. Well, was it suicide or was he some accident as a result of self-asphyxiation or something. I don't know. Y'all let me know. I forget. Amy Schumer has Venus in Gemini, and she has Venus conjoined to Mercury. That could deal with her writing. Venus square Jupiter. That could deal with her weight. Venus quincunx Uranus. That could be challenging in terms of relationships, and she stands to lose some money through her associations or who she's connected with. Venus opposition Neptune. That's her stealing people's jokes. And Venus trine Pluto, that can result in being a millionaire and being very influential. And collaborations. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has Venus conjoined to Mars, Venus opposition Moon, Venus square Pluto, and Venus trine ascendant. That Venus trine ascendant deals with his physique. Also, Venus conjoined to Mars can also deal with his physique as well in terms of like being very masculine looking, but that can also be challenging with relationships because he could be approaching relationships from a purely selfish standpoint. That also can produce a strong thirst for money. Venus trine Moon, Venus trine Uranus, sextile Chiron. As you can see, Kimura got nothing but positive aspects involving her Venus. So you could say somebody like that could live pretty much a charmed life. She is in the whole beauty industry, being a model, and then she had the clothing line, Baby Fat. I don't know what happened to that line, but I guess that fizzled out or whatever. But yeah. Elon Musk with his weird looking ass. He has Venus trine Mars, and I believe his Mars is in Gemini, and that deals with him making the Tesla car. No, I'm sorry, my bad. His Venus is in Gemini, and his Mars is in Aquarius, if I'm not mistaken, and that deals with him inventing cars, that Tesla car. So yeah, his Mars and North Node's in Aquarius, which makes a lot of sense because he's all into the tech world. And then he has Venus and Gemini trine Mars, and that points to him inventing the Tesla car. Also, he has Venus opposition Hidalgo, so he could find himself in court at some point over maybe in a monopoly or something, or that can also deal with him saying some things that are controversial, which he has about like that neural lace and all this AI stuff. Cher has Venus in Gemini. It's conjoined to her North Node, semi-square Pluto. That could be a trans aspect right there. I have suspected Cher being trans. I know some of y'all be like outraged and like jaws hitting the floor. Like, really, Cher? I'm like, come on now. Look at some of that old footage of when she was young. Or look at like some of those old pictures when she was really young, before she started getting all that plastic surgery. Forrest Whitaker with the wonky eye. So Venus and Gemini can produce a wonky eye in some cases. So he has Venus semi-square Sun, square Mars, and Pluto, and Chiron, trine Jupiter, quincunx Neptune, and could join the Phaethon. That Phaethon part can deal with, maybe some accident. I forgot how his eye got like that. But y'all let me know how his eye got like that. But anyway, he looks like a difficult person, and these aspects point to him being a difficult person. Like, he looked like he would be a piece of work in a relationship. Sandra Bullock, she's another one that I suspect to be in trans. So Sandra has Venus trine Moon, conjoined to Mars. That Venus conjunct Mars, that's that androgyny. And that means she can, flip the script gender-wise. North Node and Ascendant. So Venus is in trine with her Moon, conjoined to Mars, North Node and Ascendant. Opposing the asteroid Amor, that makes me think of that relationship she was in. What was his name? Jesse James. And there was some controversy about him being a Nazi or something like that. And Venus opposition Ceres. So she might be a vegan, or she might, have a special diet or something with that aspect. Dirty Pill Cosby. He got Venus conjoined to his Gemini South Node, so that alone, oh my God, this man can't be trusted. Venus semi-square Sun, or I should say he can't be trusted around women. He can't keep his hands to himself. Venus semi-square Sun and Ascendant, sextile Chiron, conjoined to Prima Hyadum. That's a fixed star that deals with imprisonment. Missy Elliott has Venus in Gemini. It's forming a trine with her moon and Mars, squaring Pluto and forming a sextile with the midheaven. Now, Venus trine moon is a lesbian aspect for those who are lesbians. That's a really good, that can mean you could be in a really good lesbian relationship, but that can also denote that you have an attraction to women and it works for you. Like she could attract a lot of women. Like I think she had got with Mariah Carey at some point. She probably had a few of those chicks in the music industry. She might even have a little taste of Beyonce. Probably Aaliyah too. Marlon Wayans. So Marlon Wayans, funny guy, part of the Wayans clan. He has Venus sextile Mercury, which is good for being a writer. Venus conjoined to Saturn, which means he's real serious about his money. Venus parallel Mars and parallel Cersei. That Venus parallel Cersei make me kind of think like what he might be into. Women that have, well, people that can pull off an illusion. I'll just say that. Venus Williams, she's another one that I suspect of being trans. So Venus and Gemini can produce that androgynous look in some cases. I will say that. So Venus has Venus conjoined to her Sun, squaring Mars and Saturn, forming a quincunx with Uranus and opposing Neptune. That Venus opposition Neptune can mean that she kind of faking funk in terms of femininity, and that can produce challenges with relationships. She could lose a lot of money at some point. Venus trine Pluto, that's a millionaire aspect. Venus sextile North Node, I forget what sign her North Node's in. Kendrick Lamar has Venus in Gemini. Like I said, Venus in Gemini can produce a good rapper, and he does have some skills. I'll give him that. And I think he was born in '87. I was like, oh, that makes sense. So he grew up right under Wu-Tang and all that stuff, and Boot Camp Click and Tribe Called Quest. And I was like, no wonder why he got talent like that. So his Venus is running parallel to Mercury. That makes him a good rapper. Semi-square Jupiter, quincunx Neptune, and Pluto. He did mention something about he didn't smoke weed anymore after he put something in a blunt, puts like some crack in a blunt. What song? Mad City. That was from Mad City. Um, he has Venus, quincunx Neptune, and Pluto, sextile to North Node, and sesqui-square ascendant. Vivica Fox. Vivica has Venus conjoined to her Mars, so she could be rather headstrong in a relationship, and that could be why she's single. Like, what's she doing now in terms of relationships? Is she still single? She'll probably be single for life with that Venus conjoined to Mars, because that can make her very much about it's my way or the highway in relationships. She also has Venus running parallel to Jupiter and Pluto, trine Saturn. That makes her a really good businesswoman. That's one thing I admire about Vivica Fox. She's about getting those coins. Venus could with her wig line and all that. And another thing I like about her, she has no shame in her game about being in those B movies. Because you could catch her on a Lifetime movie, you could catch her on some movie that they might have spent like $10,000 on and stuff. She'd be doing the damn thing. Venus is conjoined to her North Node and opposing Amor. Mr. Lawrence Fishburne. Morpheus himself has Venus square moon. That can deal with serious problems with women. Venus quincunx Saturn, sextile Uranus, and parallel Pluto, sextile North Node. So he takes himself way too seriously. And like when he first started out in his career, this is a perfect example. When he first started out in his career, he was named Larry Fishburne. See, I didn't forget because I'm from the old school Larry. But yeah, he started off as Larry Fishburne, and then he was like, I have to become more distinguished because he's a Leo. I have to become more distinguished. So he changed it to Lawrence Fishburne. I think Lawrence Fishburne does sound better. Didn't he have some scandal involving his daughter or something? Courtney Love has Venus conjoined to Mars, Venus square Chiron. And remember, I said that Venus conjoined to Mars can make somebody very thirsty for money. They might do a lot to get that money. Like they might, cross the line in some cases. Venus square Chiron, challenging aspect in terms of relationships. Wounds could be inflicted. Venus quincunx Juno is another aspect that could produce problems in a relationship. And you know what happened between her and Kurt Cobain. He mysteriously was found with his head blown off with a shotgun. Now people are saying it's suicide, but other people are speculating that Courtney Love might have had something to do with it, as well as his old bandmate, the dude that went on to create the Foo Fighters, Dave Grohl, I think. Jaden Smith, this poor thing. He has Venus parallel Sun, Venus semi-square Saturn. That could deal with him depriving himself of food. Venus trine Uranus, and as you can see, he looks rather gaunt here. I think this is when he was experimenting with veganism. I'm not sure if he's still a vegan. He was probably doing the raw vegan food thing. Look at them grandma pearls he got around his neck. Venus, and like I said, Venus and Gemini men, not all, but some, when it comes to fashion, they, may not have a strong need to maintain that masculine image. Venus is in sesqui square with his Neptune, and that could deal with where he's blurring the gender lines. Venus is running parallel to Hygeia. That could point to a health issue he has, and that makes me think of, again, him eating and not getting enough nutrients or whatever. But he might also have a health condition of the sinuses or the lungs, because Venus is in Gemini. But my heart goes out to him because I be feeling kind of sorry for him. He just looks sad all the time. Unlike Willow, Willow seemed like a bitch. Like, oh, I don't think I could tolerate her company for maybe more. But then again, I don't know. Maybe I'm prejudging her. But she is a Scorpio. I'm just saying. Naomi Campbell has Venus in Gemini, semi-square Mercury. That's her hitting people over the head with her cell phone. Venus in Gemini, Venus, semi-square Mercury, and Saturn conjoined Mars. That's the one right there. Venus conjunct Mars. In this case, her using her cell phone to she beat a couple of her assistants over the head with her cell phone. Basically, that's what I'm getting at. She also has Venus trine Jupiter. That's a millionaire aspect. Venus square Uranus. That can make her just disruptive and unreasonable, and where she can even be unlikable with a lot of people. That can make it hard for her to maintain friendships and relationships. So she has Venus square Uranus and Pluto. That's rough. So she'll probably always be single, because I don't think she's with that billionaire anymore, is she? So she even ruined that. So she'll probably get it with another guy that has money, but that might only last a few years or whatever. But let me know if she's still with that billionaire who bought her that mansion. I don't think she is, but if I'm wrong, let me know. She also has Venus quincunx Neptune, which could point to challenges in her modeling career, but also her losing those edges because of those wigs she's always wearing, because Neptune rules wigs. And Venus quincunx ascendant. So yeah, that makes sense. Her losing that hair, her edge. She don't have no edges because she's always wearing those lace fronts. Tekashi 6ix9ine, he has Venus in Gemini. It's forming a quincunx with his Neptune. That can make him kind of gender bending, but that can also deal with him being a snitch and ratting on his friends in court. Also, Venus is opposed to Arachne. That could deal with him getting caught up in that whole situation involving that gang or whatever, and him, going to court over it, all that. Venus is also running parallel to Icarus, so he might get into a car accident at some point. Somebody might arrange that. Oh man, why can't I remember his name? That's my dude too. What's his face? Why can't I knew I was going to have a brain fart. Why can't I remember his name? That's John Cusack. John Cusack, dude that played in Better Off Dead, one of my favorite 80s movies. So John Cusack, love him as an actor. He has Venus sextile Mercury, and he can really draw. So that's where that Venus sextile Mercury is coming from. Pluto, Venus parallel Pluto and North Node, and Venus conjoined Juno and Ceres. Wendy Williams. So Wendy Williams has Venus and Gemini conjoined to Mars. Again, that's like that androgynous look. But again, it's like somebody that could easily transition from male to female or female to male. Venus running parallel to Jupiter, squaring Chiron. That's Venus squared Chiron, points to that nasty marriage she was in. And she has Venus trine ascendant, which points to her being a major media mogul. Tupac. So Tupac had Venus in Gemini. He was a Gemini sun. I should have been telling y'all what their sun signs were. I'm sorry. I'm a little pressed for time because I'm still kind of swamped with work. But that's another thing I wanted to say. I got a few people left from last month that I'm still working on, or the previous month, I guess. And I will be sending those out between now and the next few days. But yeah, you're gonna have to forgive me because my mind is just in all different directions right now. Now, Venus, his Venus is conjoined to Saturn that could deal with his rap career. Also, his Venus is trine Uranus that deals with him, you know, making those different connections and belonging to certain groups, bands. Like he was the backup dancer for Digital Underground. And he created a movement, the Thug Life movement. And remember, I said Gemini is the thug of the zodiac. He also had Venus opposition Neptune that could deal with that woman that basically accused him of rape or whatever. He had Venus contraparallel Eurydice, and that deals with death. And Venus conjoined to Prima Hiatum. And again, like I said with Bill Cosby, that star deals with imprisonment. And Tupac did do some time in prison. That is what got him caught up because Suge Knight paid for his bail, and that's how he got out. And basically was under the condition that he joined Death Row Records, and that sealed the deal for him. Like that was curtains after that. Pam Grier. Pam Big Boob Grier got Venus conjoined to Mercury, sesqui-square Jupiter, running parallel to Uranus, trine Neptune that deals with her movie career, sextile Pluto, and running parallel to Hamal. So I guess some dude choked her out before or like beat her upside her head. I don't know. But Hamal is a nasty star that can deal with brutality, cruelty, and violence. So she probably has been, well, she was with Richard Pryor, wasn't she? Briefly. And I heard he was abusive. Maynard James Keenan. So he is the lead singer for the band Tool. I love Tool. That's why I included him. Some of y'all may not know who he is, but this dude is wow. But he's great at writing. He's a great writer. His lyrics are original, which could be this Venus sextile Mars. Like his lyrics are like deep and original. And just, oh my God, I love him. I just love Tool, period. Venus square Pluto, so he definitely has some issues with relationships. Oh, that Venus sextile Mars can also deal with where he owns his own vineyard. So that could deal with that. Venus square Chiron, so he has Venus square Pluto and Chiron. Serious challenges with relationships. He could also run into some challenges with money. And he has Venus conjoined to Bellatrix, and that could deal with somebody, maybe even his wife or woman, could be shady in some ways. Uma Thurman, she has Venus in Gemini. It's conjoined to her Mars. She kind of has an androgynous look going on. Now, I'm not speculating that she's trans, but Mars, her Venus is in trine with Uranus, is opposing Neptune. Oh, she got another Venus opposition Neptune. Oh, well. Venus squaring ascendant. And with that Venus square ascendant, that can be that your identity that you portray is not who you really are. Venus conjoined to the midheaven. Mike Tyson has Venus in Gemini. It's in sextile to Mercury, conjoined to Juno, running parallel to the North Node, conjoined to Prima Hiatum, again, imprisonment, and he served time in prison. Venus parallel Arcturus, that's a very lucky star. Little Kim has Venus in Gemini, and that points to, she has two different looks. So she was the old Little Kim, and then that other twin came out, and now we have her. So Venus sextile Mars, square Jupiter, that Venus sextile Mars can deal with her sex appeal, at least back in the day, and her sexually explicit lyrics. Venus square Jupiter, her going overboard with just, because of the self-esteem issues. Venus trine Uranus, Venus square Juno, problems with relationships. Venus conjoined to her south node. Tom Hanks. This dude is something else. That's all I'm going to say. But if y'all want the real on Tom Hanks, just Google like Tom Hanks and pageant, beauty pageant, or I'm trying to think what YouTube channels deal with the real involving Tom Hanks. But Tom Hanks, I'll just say he's a very weird dude, and he's connected with the whole Epstein thing and all that stuff. And remember, he was one of the first ones to say him and his wife had the ether, which I felt like he was lying. So he has Venus square Mars, Venus trine Neptune, that deals with his extensive movie career. Venus squaring his ascendant. Remember, I said the person may not be who they say they are. Venus conjoined to midheaven. And last but not least, we have these two knuckleheads. You got Carmelo Anthony. They both got Venus and Gemini. So you got Carmelo Anthony, but they were born like years apart, with Lala being the oldest. So Carmelo has Venus conjoined to his moon, sun, Chiron, and North Node, all in Gemini. And I believe all in Gemini. Let me see. Where's Carmelo? I didn't even mark that down. But yeah, I believe his North Node's in Gemini too. Lala has Venus Queen. As you can see, things are easier for Carmelo than Lala, because look at Lala's Venus. Lala's Venus is pretty tore up. She has Venus quincunx Uranus, Venus opposition Neptune, Venus trine Pluto. That's a good one. That's a millionaire aspect, especially her becoming very rich through marriage. So she did the right thing in that respect. Venus squaring her nodes, and Venus opposing Arachne. So it's like Carmelo, he's just skating by with this Venus, his Venus, and she's the one all bent out of shape all the time. Now, let me know, did they ever get a divorce, or are they still married? Because I don't be really keeping up on these people. So let me know in the comment section or in the chat, because I'm making this a premiere. Let me know if they're still married or not. Because I mean, I don't got time to be Googling it and trying to figure all this out. But anyway, I just thought it was interesting that they both had Venus and Gemini. And remember, I said men that have Venus and Gemini, men in particular, a lot of times one woman is not enough for them. So he was definitely embracing that Venus and Gemini, dealing with the love triangle and multiple lovers and all that stuff. Again, just look deeper into Tom Hanks. The rabbit hole goes deep when it comes to this dude. He also has a weird Instagram account. Look at those eyes, man. And the thing that's so messed up is I used to really like Tom Hanks back in the day. Like, first of all, he started off on Bosom Buddies. I used to love that show. A lot of my younger viewers ain't even gonna know what that show is, but it was a show from the 80s with him and Peter, I think his name was Scalara or something. I think he's dead now, the other guy. But basically, they dressed up as women in order to get into this apartment building that was only for women, because they were in New York, I believe, and rent was high and they couldn't find a place. So they dressed up as women. It was a real goofy show, but it was pretty good. And it was very unconvincing. But for back in the 80s and stuff, like, it was just that goofball type of humor. But like I said, like, Google Tom Hanks Instagram account, and you might even put Tom Hanks missing gloves, put in Tom Hanks beauty pageant with daughter, put in Tom Hanks Epstein, put in Tom Hanks Illuminati, and yeah, you'll see how deep the rabbit hole goes with this fool. Again, Little Kim. I actually like her look here, even though it looks very manufactured, but it's like she kind of fixed her face a little bit more. I don't know how recent this picture is, but I think she looks really cute and pretty here. And, despite the plastic surgery, I mean, this is the best she can do, I think, considering what she's done to her face. And that could be where that Venus sextile Mars is coming in. Like, she finally got her face to look right, even though that skin color is just so artificial looking. But I really like this picture right here. Mike Tyson. I ain't gonna lie, I'm ambivalent about Mike Tyson. Speaking of Venus and Gemini, and some of these people will have you ambivalent about them. Like, you'll like some things about them, but then other things you're like, I ain't gonna lie, Mike Tyson got a little bit of sex appeal, especially when he was younger. Back in his fighting days and stuff like that. I think I would have gave him some, most definitely. Would I now? He's scary looking now, but maybe if I had enough drinks in my system, I might, pull down the draw and let him hit it from the back. I don't know. I'm just saying, Mike He still got it going on a little bit with his crazy ass. I'd be like, don't take a bite out of me though. You could take a nibble, don't bite. But yeah, and I don't know if some of y'all remember, but I did a video and I was talking about I had a nightmare about Mike Tyson. And I don't know if he still lives in Arizona, but he was living in Arizona. So I could come across him, at some point. But anyway, I had a nightmare about him that he was back in the boxing ring and he bit somebody else's ear this time, but it was even more gorier and worse. And I don't know why I had that dream about him. But anyway, Uma Thurman. I liked her in the Kill Bill movies. I can't think of any other film she was in. Was she in that movie Gattaca? I think she was in that. She got kind of like an alien type of look. Wait, what's her birthday? Oh, and matter of fact, while I'm going through this, I'll be talking about their sun sign since I missed it. All right, well, we know Lil Kim is a Cancer. I think Tom Hanks is a Cancer too. And I'm going back through these just so y'all can have some time to chat it up. Let me see, where's Tom Hanks? Yeah, Tom Hanks is a Cancer. Carmelo Anthony is a Gemini. Lala is a Cancer. Lil Kim is a Cancer. Mike Tyson is a Cancer. Uma Thurman, she is a Taurus. She got that Taurus look. Maynard James Keenan, he is an Aries. Pam Grier is a Gemini. She don't look that great right there, but she was beautiful back in the day. Tupac is a Gemini, of course, born on the 16th. That 16 can be very challenging. I should have picked a better picture because I don't like his lips in this picture. They looking kind of dry and ashy, especially around the rim. Remember that movie Above the Rim he was in? But let me stop. Look like let me stop. I'm going to respect the dead. I'm not going to get all up in there right now. I'm not going to roast him, even though I want to right now. Wendy Williams is a Cancer. She's an 18. That 18 is a murderous number. Not saying everybody that's 18 will commit murder. I'm just saying 18s can have very challenging lives, but some 18s can be very dark-sided as well. John Cusack, the one I couldn't remember his name at first, I totally threw a blank. He's a Cancer, born June 28th. Takashi 69 is a Taurus, believe it or not. But see that Venus in Gemini, counteracts that classy, suave Taurus demeanor and look. But yeah, he's an 8 too. Interesting. I bet you he suffers from serious depression and a sense of inadequacy, which can explain why he colors his hair like that. He looks so dirty. I wish I could just get a scrub brush and throw him in the tub and just start scrubbing away and get rid of those tattoos and just clean him up and oh God, get some bleach and Lysol and look like he got lice and all types of stuff up in that hair. But y'all see what I did with the letters though. You see how I did the rainbow look? Hey. Naomi Campbell, she is a Gemini, crazy ass Gemini, hitting people with her phone and shit. Jaden is a Cancer and he's another 8. So he does always look depressed. 8s can suffer from depression. They could suffer from loneliness. And him being an 8 points to the reason why he became emancipated from his parents. I think he was only 15 when he did that. I would have did the same thing, having parents like Will and Jada. Courtney Love is a Cancer, and she's a 9. And those 9s could be quite aggressive. And 9s can have a lot of masculine energy. I'm just saying, she looked kind of mannish. Okay, moving along. Lawrence Fishburne is a Leo, born on the 30th. Them 30s can be intellectual snobs, and he definitely comes across as one. Vivica Fox, she's a Leo. She was born July 30th. Vivica Fox can act a little snobby too at times, I noticed. Now, her being a 30 points to that double chin right there. I see she's been eating a lot of them cakes, cookies, and pies lately. She's been packing on some pounds. How recent is this photo? I mean, it's all good though. She's getting up in age. Ain't nothing wrong with a woman putting on some middle-age weight. It happens. Kendrick Lamar is a Gemini. He's a 17. He has a very somber and serious look to be a Gemini, and that's where that 17's coming in. Marlon Wayans, he is a Leo, and oh, my bad. Did I skip Marlon? Where's Marlon? How do we skip past it? Venus. So Venus is a Gemini too. She reminds me of a Gemini. Her and Kendrick Lamar actually have the same birthday. It's just that Kendrick is younger than Venus. So Venus being a 17, 17's got secrets. I'll just say that. Marlon Wayans, he is a Leo, like I said. Missy Elliott, she is a Cancer. She's a 1. Those 1s can have masculine energy, and 1s are very creative. So that, her being a Cancer and a 1, very creative. Bill Cosby, he's a Cancer. And, them Cancer men, they need women like they need air. He couldn't get enough. And then with that Venus and Gemini, conjoined to his South Node, he's a mess. Sandra Bullock, she is a Leo, and she's a 26. So 26s can have challenges with relationships, but they tend to do very well with money. Isn't she one of the ones that adopted a Black child and turned them trans or something like that? Y'all let me know if that's the case. Forrest Whitaker is a 15, so he's a Cancer, born July 15th. 15s can be very successful. They could be very much adored by the public, receive a lot of favors and accolades and awards and all that type of stuff. But damn it, he looks like a mean motherfucker, I swear. Like, can you imagine if you burn his toast in the morning? Lord have mercy. Cher is a Taurus, and she has that Venus conjoined to her North Node. And again, this is interesting about Cher. She got Venus opposition Lilith, and that deals with that song that she had, Half Breed. So she had that song about being half Native American or whatever. But I think what she was really getting at was that she's half breed in terms of trans. Half breed. Never meant to be. Half breed. Born in poverty. I never thought Cher was that great of a singer. I don't know why. Look, let me stop. I'm trying to be nice tonight, and I gotta hurry up and wrap things up. Now, Elon Musk, he is a Cancer. He's a 28, and 28 still with cars and mobility and travel. So there you go with his Tesla car. Kimora Lee Simmons, she's a 4. And what would that 4 deal with her life? Maybe she's a lesbian. Or maybe she got some lesbian tendencies, or she's bi with that Venus and Gemini. So Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he's another one that's very questionable about his character, because he was in this Saturday Night Live little why can't I think straight? Skit. He was in the Saturday Night Live skit that dealt with some really inappropriate shit, dealing with some robot. Now, if y'all know what I'm talking about, holler if you hear me. So it was and he looks evil. Look at that face. Look at those eyes. I know he be making that face because he's like part of that Maori tribe, and they come across having that intimidating face and stuff. But look at the eyes, though. He looked very cold. Very cool. And I bet you his father was cruel towards him, because his father looked like a control freak. Amy Schumer, she's a Gemini, and she is not funny. I'm sorry, she is just not funny. And I have heard that she has been stealing jokes from people. So that would be that Venus opposition Neptune, stealing people's material. That can be a aspect of plagiarism. Anthony Bourdain, Cancer. So it makes sense. Cancer is the chef of the zodiac. And then last but not least, we have Jennifer Lopez, Leo, of course. Always like she's so narcissistic if you ask me. And I hate when she be taking these pictures where her lips be slightly open like that. Like who does that? This shit is fake. But anyway, that's basically it. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments section. If you would like a reading, just go to my website at rahbinah.com. I will be back with some more videos. I'm starting to really get caught up on my work, so hopefully I'll be more present on YouTube. So just bear with me, everyone. It's been a rough time. Ever since those retrogrades, I've been like trying to keep my head above water, but it's mainly the written reports. Everything else I'm cool with. So I am going to try to encourage more people. If you want a natal chart reading, think about ordering the video natal chart reading, especially if you want to get it quickly. Like if you want your reading done quickly, get the video natal chart reading, because the written ones will pile up and I have to do them back to back and back, and then it takes a while and stuff like that. So I was actually thinking about putting a freeze on those written natal chart readings again, like I did last year. But I really don't want to do that because I know a lot of people appreciate the written ones. But I ain't even gonna lie, sometimes the written ones can be a bit much. They can be very time consuming. So yeah, if you're thinking about getting a natal chart reading from me, consider getting the video natal chart reading. It'll be interactive, it'll be live. You could talk to me in real time, person to person, and you can get all your answers answer, or no, you could get all your questions answered in real time, face to face. And so yeah, both are available on my website, the written natal report as well as the video natal report, as well as other readings as well. So check it out. And again, I'll be back. I want to thank everybody for being so patient with me, and I'm plugging on, I'm keeping it trucking. So peace, love, and many blessings.